All right, quick little video, right? Say you want to start doing podcasts because you want to make clips, but you don't have the means to make your own podcast. I suggest you should go on a podcast tour. So this video is just telling you how to get on a bunch of podcasts. All right, so the first thing you're going to want to do is identify the audience you're trying to be in front of, right? So if you're trying to be in front of people who are, doing comedy, then try to get on some comedy podcasts. If you're trying to be in front of, the audience of people who like art, like whatever, try to look at people who are in similar positions as you and try to get on the podcast that they're getting on, you know what I'm saying? Or people in the positions you want to be. Try to get on the podcast they're getting on. So identify your audience. So you could think about that as like, oh, the algorithm. What algorithm do I want to be on? What audience do I want to be in front of? All right. So the next thing you're going to want to do is show support and watch that podcast that you're trying to be on. So whenever you talk to them, you're already familiar with who they are. You're not just like, hey man, so you got a podcast, you should have me on, hit them up. Say someone was hitting me up to get on my podcast and they're just like, yo, bro, you should have me on. I see you be having people on your podcast. I'd be like, yo, who is this? But if they're like, yo, what up, Samaj? I've been watching your episodes. I think your podcast is mad funny. I like the one where you had Debbie on and he was talking about what it's like to be an artist. I'd be like, okay, this person's like genuinely like a supporter. Like, let me see what's up with them. What do they got going on? If they got something interesting, why not have them on? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you also want to create a pitch. Kind of like what I just said to you. Oh, hey, what's up, XYZ? I like your podcast. I saw your episode about XYZ and I thought XYZ. Literally just recycle that. Repeat it. Change up the people's names, obviously, and watch the episode and have something to say about it. But you're going to want to have an idea of how you're going to approach people to get on there. And, you're just going to reach out to the host, figure out who hosts the podcast, follow them on social media, send them a message, send them an email, whatever. If it's Twitter, send them a tweet, who knows, but contact the host and be prepared to provide value. When you get on the episode, don't just be there like, yeah, ask me questions, me, you know what I mean? But like, provide value to their audience, whatever that is, first off, have a reason for wanting to be on the podcast. If you're just like, I just want to be famous, like famous for what? Like, what are you doing? Or what are you providing? Like, if you're super entertaining, be prepared to be entertaining. But if you have knowledge on something, whatever the reason is you're trying to get in front of that audience, like, just be prepared and prepare yourself. Don't go on a podcast not knowing what you want to talk about. If, a lot of times when I interview someone new, I'm like, hey, is there anything specific you want to talk about? And it's super helpful when they're like, yeah, these are the things I want to talk about. Because then as an interviewer, it allows me to set up questions that will alley-oop you into that. And then you want to express gratitude when you're there. Tell them how much you appreciate being on the show and, that you would love to be back. As a podcast host, that's the best compliment a guest could tell me. I want to come back. I want to do it again. Calm down, baby. What's wrong? What's wrong, baby? And then, last but not least, you want to stay connected. After that episode, that doesn't have to be the end of the relationship with you and the host. So hopefully this video helps you get on a couple podcasts and, maybe you could start your own one day too. We have videos for that. All those are linked down below. I appreciate you. If you went through all these, you just went through the course of how to be an influencer. If you didn't get through all these videos, then go check them all out. Peace out. Love ya. And we're about to move on to the next chapter of what we're doing, and it's a secret. I was about to tell you, but you gotta subscribe to find out. And when you find out, it's gonna change your life. We getting rich together, baby. Peace out.